AEW Fright Night Dynamite was last night. It was a very fun, very festive episode of Dynamite. The Halloween theme was a ton of fun. The entrance tunnels. We'll get into coverage on that, as well as some other AEW news, and a little thing that I want to share about with WWE here on Screw the Script. Welcome back, everybody, to Screw Script. I'm your host, as always, Maverick here. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get right into it. Right up here, that was the card that we had last night for Fright Night Dynamite. And you look at that, and just another stacked weekly episode of Dynamite. I haven't watched an episode of Dynamite that I've disliked in months. It's been a long time. Showcased here, we had quite a bit of stuff. I'm just going to kind of go from the bottom up. Starting with the Don Callis family, the Summit. I thought this was going to be like a video package. I didn't think they would do it live in front of everybody in the ring. It was still very entertaining and not quite as far as I thought they were going to take it. I thought this was the moment that they were going to have Takeshita turn face and get beaten down by the Don Callis family. But I feel like that is just getting closer and closer to existence. Takeshita and Okada are going to end up feuding. I hope it's not just for the Continental Championship during the Continental Classic, and let's say Takeshita wins that and challenges Okada in the other bracket and beats him. That would be fine too, but like I've said before, I want that unified belt on Takeshita. Next, we had Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy versus two of the Death Rider members. This was obvious from the get-go that Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy was going to win. This was not on the video that I did the other day for predictions. They announced this one like hours before the show yesterday. Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy pick up the win in a short but fun tag team match. And it was a trick-or-treat tornado tag, I guess. No rules. They could have called it like the trick-or-treat street fight, or maybe trick-or-street fight, something like that. Nonetheless, a lot of fun spots here. Darby Allin is continuing to get pushed in 2025, continuing to feud with the Death Riders. And then we also saw, I don't know how I feel about this. You let me know down below what your thoughts are. But we saw Blood and Guts match get announced. It's going to be the Conglomeration and Darby Allin joining forces with them to face the Death Riders. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get that they've been feuding, and obviously Darby has been feuding with Moxley and the rest of the Death Riders, but the Conglomeration is just a fun group of randos put together. Darby Allin is going to be the highlight of that team. Is it going to be enough for him to withstand the Death Riders? I feel like the Death Riders are probably going to win that Blood and Guts match. On to the next thing here. We had Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Really, really good match. Again, though, it could have been more. I like these two in the ring. I just don't like that, we're seeing involvement with the rest of the Death Riders family. I don't like that we're seeing involvement with other Death Riders in all of the Death Rider matches. I just wish this would have been Moxley and O'Reilly, but nonetheless, a fun match. Again, though, Darby Allin just continues to come after Moxley and the Death Riders. So I'm really interested to see where that continues to go from here on out. Then we had Hayter versus Queen Aminata versus Sisters of Sin. I got this prediction right, predicting that the Sisters of Sin were going to move on. Fun women's tag match. I really think that the Sisters of Sin is probably going to make it to the finals on that side of the bracket. We'll see what happens, though, but so far, I'm 1-for-1 on that. And then I did pick the safe pick, FTR, to win the Fright Night 4-way fight, the 4-way tag match. This was my favorite match of the night by far. Tons of fun. Spots here and there. The enthusiasm that the crowd showed. Jurassic Express was super fun and enjoyable. Jet Speed is a mainstay in AEW now. They are a great duo together, although I have said before, at some point, I would like to see Kevin Knight just get pushed into as a singles competitor. I think he's only 28 years young. He's got a huge career ahead of him. and he's so damn athletic. But FTR picks up the win, and I think it's going to be a damn good match, FTR versus Brodito. I mean, you got a generational tag team versus one of the most fun and exciting tag teams who are champs right now in AEW in Brodito. It'll probably be one of my favorite matches of Full Gear. Lastly, the main event, Lashley, Ricochet, Samoa Joe, and Hook. They had me going here. It could have gone either way towards the end. You thought Samoa Joe was going to win, then you thought Lashley was going to win. Ricochet looked like he was about to win on 2 occasions, I believe. Samoa Joe ends up victorious, so like I said in my prediction video, that was a safe pick. Should have just went with that, because that was a safe pick. Again, so I guess my only gripe with this show is that they went a little too safe on those matches. It very well could have been Jet Speed would have been crazy, and Hook, of all people, would have been insane. But even Ricochet, if it would have been Ricochet, that would have been a twist. But we're seeing Samoa Joe and Hangman in a rematch. But to close out the show, which was actually my Maverick moment of the night.
Long may he reign. Wait a second. Oh! That's not Tony Schiavone at all! That's Hangman!
Hangman has become probably the Halloween guy of AEW. First, it was the marshmallow suit or whatever it was that he got with Matt Jackson, however many years ago it was. I forget. Maybe it was last year, 2 years ago, whatever that was, whenever that was. And then we almost saw the repeat, but I think most fans got with this. When he came in and the camera panned at Hangman and it wasn't Tony Schiavone, that was beautiful, brilliant camera work, brilliant, just everything about that segment. It was a little drawn out, yes, but well worth it in the end. He smashes a beer bottle across Samoa Joe's head, hits him with the buckshot lariat. It's going to be another fun match. And my friend watching with me actually made an interesting point. He said there's not very many rematches in AEW, so you know what? He's right. I'm okay with this. Samoa Joe, Hangman, in a rematch for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. Now on to some quick news. First, sort of AEW news. Right up here, look at this graphic. You got Killer Kross and Scarlett took on, or will be taking on, Toa Leona and Harley Cameron. Those are 2 AEW names right there. Not quite sure the connection on Harley Cameron and Toa, but the fact that they are having yet another match with an AEW, 2 AEW names at this point. They already did stuff with Darby Allin and Sting's son. I might be drawing this out, but are we going to see Killer Kross? Will he make an appearance at Full Gear? Likely not, since he has so many dates already booked well in advance for indie promotions. He actually released something on his Instagram, I believe, yesterday on it. So if Killer Kross ever does join AEW, I don't think it's going to be until 2026. My guess is he will be the big surprise that happens at Revolution, which is usually end of February, but it might be early March. If we see Killer Kross in AEW, that's the event that he'll be at. But interesting match here, and I'm going to try and watch this. Now to close out this episode of Screw the Script, let's screw the script here. Fuck all these haters, starting with this guy up here. At Ghost of Kurta, Baby Villain on X, goes on to say, at what point do they recognize that these match times are a problem? We now have people complaining about match times, AEW match times. It's like they don't want pro wrestling. It's like they want a fucking soap opera bullshit drama shit that they see. I would never want to pay for that. I mean, and this was in regards to, I believe, Wrestle Dream. This was Wrestle Dream. Like, come on. You pay for money to see a pay-per-view. For me, on my end, paying to watch it on HBO Max, and then paying for tickets to go to the event. Of course you're going to want fucking wrestling matches, especially good matches that are longer than 5 to 10 minutes like most cookie-cutter WWE matches are. It's almost like AEW's production, their match quality and everything is just too high for the average WWE fan to comprehend. They, especially when like Taz and Excalibur go on during matches, their commentary isn't just filled with fluff like it is in WWE, where it's very generic stuff that honestly sounds like it comes straight from the freaking video game. They talk about all these moves that are being done, and I bet half that shit just flies over the head of the average WWE fan because of posts like this. And not only that, here's another one on my screen. I screenshotted this comment from an old video of mine. Look at this. It's a laundry list of things that this guy said in response to somebody saying, there are plenty of reasons why someone who isn't a diehard E-stan would rather watch a mediocre WWE PLE than an AEW pay-per-view. I mean, they didn't need to say any more than that for me to call out their bullshit, because the fact that you said a mediocre PLE than an AEW pay-per-view, you probably are a diehard E-stan before you even typed this out. But then look at this list. He goes on to say, maybe they don't want to watch 5.5 hours of wrestling. I do. If it's good quality wrestling, I do. I'm sorry, but a 2-hour and 40-minute PLE that's shorter than a fucking SmackDown that has 4, maybe 5 mediocre matches on it? No. Thank you, but no thank you. Maybe they don't want each match to go 40 minutes. Again, you like those 5 to 10 boring-ass cookie-cutter matches? Be my guest. Maybe they don't want to see a guy take 3 finishers in a row and then kick out multiple times in every match. That happens in WWE all the time too, so I don't know what you're getting at with that. I mean, look at every single Cena match that he's had in his retirement run. He literally spammed multiple finishers from other guys in his last PLE match. So that's a bad take there. I mean, and I can keep going on with this. Like, maybe they like stars at the end. Like, what? Are you saying there's no stars in AEW? Triple H would salivate if he knew that any of the top stars in AEW was thinking about even going to WWE. So bullshit on that. Maybe they want the big guy to occasionally beat the small guy. That's probably the only one where I might maybe give it to you there. Everything else here on this list, though, maybe they want story and characters. There has been plenty of story in AEW. You just need to fucking watch it, guy. Clearly you don't. Yeah, you can read the rest if you want and pause and read the rest. He is definitely an E-stan. That's all I had on this episode of Screw the Script. Let me know down below your thoughts on Fright Night Dynamite, what you're looking forward to the most for Collision's episode this Saturday. And as always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. I'm going to end this video on this clip. Thanks for watching.